Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you a simple guide and an overview of credit cards. So if you're looking to get a credit card or looking to apply for a credit card, then this video is for you, as I'm going to give you a breakdown as to what they are, what they mean, the pros and the cons, the ups and the dangers that can occur by you going too much into debt. So if you're thinking of getting a credit card, stay tuned to this video. Before we proceed, can I please ask you to like this video and subscribe to our channel, as it really does help and it gives us the opportunity to make more great videos and great content for all of yourselves. Thank you. Hello there everyone, welcome back. My name is Matthew. If you're new to our channel, thank you so much for stopping by, and a great big shout out to all of our returning subscribers. Thank you for all your support. It really does help our channel, and it allows us to make other great content for you, answering your questions and giving you the answers to all the questions and opportunities that you are looking for. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a guide and an overview to credit cards. So let's get started. So first, let's look at the question, what is a credit card? A credit card is a means by which you borrow money to pay for goods and purchases. The amount you can borrow will be a preset limit agreed from the provider you have got the credit card from. It will come with an agreement that you will pay the money back at a later date, and also that if you pay the money back within a month, you will incur no interest. However, if you pay the money back after a month, or don't pay the money back, or use your credit card unwisely, you will incur interest and potentially a lot of penalty fees. So it's important to understand that a credit card is a way of borrowing money from a credit lender or provider. So every time you make a purchase, you are borrowing money from somebody else with an agreement to pay that money back at a later time period. And also, you will have signed when you receive your credit card to say that you agree with the terms and conditions, and that you agree with the interest rate that you will incur if you do not pay your purchases back within a month. With the agreement that you will not incur interest if you pay your balance in full within a month. But if you do not, then you will incur interest. Used well, a credit card is a very secure and flexible way to pay. It can be a good thing to borrow money and to spread the costs of major purchases, and it comes with a lot of protection. One thing is called a 75 protection, which I'll go into later. However, if you only make minimum payments or run up a bill on your credit card you can't pay back, it can be very costly, and it's very easy to spend money on a credit card and ignore it or forget about it, and this can lead to a big deal of debt and affect your credit rating. So first, let's look at how a credit card works. A credit card allows you to spend money up to a preset limit. You will get a bill every month for what you have spent. It is very important for you to try to pay off the full balance every month. That way, you won't incur any interest. However, you will always need to pay a minimum amount. This minimum amount is always set by your credit card provider and must be at least 1% of the outstanding balance plus any interest or charges or any annual fees if there are one. I'll go into this later, but this is how it can become costly and how you can find yourself going from getting a lot of purchases to finding yourself swimming in debt. Your minimum charge might also be set as a monetary figure, let's say £5. As I've said, if you manage to pay your bill off in full every month, you won't incur any interest on what you've borrowed, unless you have used your credit card to withdraw cash, as this incurs a lot of additional fees. There's a lot of things with credit cards that you have to really understand before you go ahead with taking one out. And I hope to cover all the bases in this to give you an informed overview of what it is. As I've said, if you don't pay your bill off in full, you will be charged interest, and interest is normally backdated to when you originally made the purchase. Now, if you're worried about paying off your amount, if you think you live a very high profile life, I know how busy life can be, especially with work, if you have children. One thing you can do which is really beneficial is to set up a direct debit. This is so you can make sure you pay some or all of your money off each month. This takes the worry off your mind. And you can always rely on enough money coming out of your bank account on the same day each month when you set this direct debit up. It will mean you don't miss a payment and don't incur any additional costs. So it's important to make sure that a credit card is right for you before you take one out. If you're already struggling with money, or if you think you might be tempted to overspend on purchases and maybe things you don't really need but things you want, it is important to maybe avoid getting a credit card. But if you're very confident about managing your money and spending and being able to clear your balance every month, then a credit card can be a good way to buy what you need right now and pay it off at the end of the month. So let's take a bit of time and look at the pros and the cons of borrowing on a credit card and the pros and cons to owning a credit card. First, we'll start with the pros. A credit card is very easy to use and are accepted at more places than debit cards and any other cards. It's also a lot safer than cash. If your card is lost or stolen, you just need to call your bank or your credit card provider to cancel it. And if it's stolen and used fraudulently, you're most and more likely to get your money back from a credit card. A credit card may prove to be a cheaper way to borrow if you can pay your balance off in full each month, as you won't incur any interests. A lot of cards offer an initial interest-free period on purchases, but you must be aware of when this period ends, as you will start to incur interest immediately. You're protected under something with a credit card called Section 75. That means you are protected on most purchases over £100 and up to £30,000. Let's look at an example of what this can mean. If you book a holiday and the provider goes bust, goes out of business, goes into administration, the card company who you got the credit card from should cover the cost, even if you've only put down a deposit so far. A lot of cards also come with what's known as freebies. This is such things as air miles, reward points and cashback. But it's very important never to choose a credit card because of the benefits, because it may have greater benefits but also come with greater small print and greater interest. A major thing that a credit card can do is to really help your credit score. By sticking to your credit limit and paying your credit card balance in full each month, you can massively help your credit rating. But if you miss even one single payment, it can really damage your credit record. So let's look at some of the cons. There is an extremely high interest rate on payments. If you don't pay your balance by the end of each month and you're not on a 0% introductory deal, you'll have to pay interest on what you owe. This can be a lot more than other borrowing forms. You have to be really aware and clued up of debt building up. Missing, as I've said, just one payment, the interest will really start to add up. And unless, as we've spoke about, you pay your debt off each month, your debt will start to build up and build up and build up. Misusing a credit card will really damage your credit score. If you miss a payment and go over your credit limit, it will affect your ability to borrow money in the future, other sorts of money, loans, other credit cards, store cards, and most especially if you're trying to get on the property ladder, it will affect your ability to get a mortgage because you will have a poor credit rating. There is a lot of extra fees which can sometimes appear hidden, which comes with credit cards. As well as the interest, you could easily find yourself paying penalty fees for exceeding your credit limit or missing a payment. You will have to pay, in most circumstances, a much higher rate of interest for withdrawing cash. And some cards even charge an annual or monthly fee. If you use your credit card at certain places, such as hotels or car rental firms, you might use your credit card to take a pre-authorization. This means that a hold will be put on part of your credit limit. Let's say it's £300. And while this is in place, that pre-authorized amount of credit will not be available to you even after they remove the hold. There might be a few days wait or maybe a week until the credit is returned back to normal. So if you then spend up to your credit limit, you may find yourself going over unexpectedly. It is very expensive to use a credit card abroad. Some credit cards are specifically designed for travellers, while most others are more expensive, especially when it comes to fees and other charges. It is always best to shop around and find the card that's best for you, especially the card that comes with the best rates and best benefits. So what do you need to know before applying for a credit card? You must be aged at least 18 to apply for a card. For some cards, this age is 21. Each individual who is borrowing credit has something called a credit report. And banks and other lenders use your report to find out your credit history. This is called a credit check. And there are two types of credit checks, hard and soft. One's more in depth, one's just superficial. The lender will use this information to find out what your credit score is. You can normally check your credit score for free by going on one of the credit score check websites. But don't overuse this, as overuse of a credit check website can also impact your credit score. There are many different ways to apply for a credit card. These include applying online, using a comparison site which will show you different benefits and interest rates, or directly from a bank in one of the branches. You can even take a form and send it through the post. It is law that you must be given a pre-contract and all the information on the credit card before you take it out. And then you must sign to say that you agree to all the terms and conditions. You must also be given an explanation of the key terms and risks so that you understand what you're taking on. And if in doubt, always remember to ask questions. Now, as I've said before, if you're going to use a comparison website and you want to shop around for the best deal, make sure you don't accidentally apply for credit cards. Just look at what the deals they offer and use the comparison site to compare what is best for you. This is because every time you apply for a credit card, it will be noted on your credit report. And if you make too many applications, it will affect your credit score. And it may lead to you being refused credit in the future and will definitely impact your credit rating, which, as we've discussed before, will damage your ability to get other forms of credit like loans or the all-important mortgage for your house. If you apply for a credit card and it is refused, the body which you applied to that card from must tell you and give you a reason and contact you for the reason you were refused. Now, this is very important information because you can see potentially why you were refused and then go and fix that issue if there is one, and then reapply in, say, 6 months' time, and hopefully you will have fixed the problem and you can get a credit card. Let's look at a very important thing with credit cards. It's so important to be aware, as we've said before, of all the charges and fees that come with it, because you will be charged interest and fees if you don't pay it back straight away. You will be charged additional money if you use it on gambling websites, and you will be charged additional money if you use it to withdraw cash from an ATM machine. So it's very important to be aware of the interest rates on credit cards when you go to take one out. As a new customer, you'll probably get an introductory rate, but this will come to an end after several months. So everyone, I hope that's given you a good overview, an introduction into what credit cards are, and the good things and the bad things that come with them. Remember, think twice, apply once. It's always good to check everything out and make sure you're aware of all the interests and the costs that might go with a credit card before applying for one. It can be a fantastic way to improve your credit score and to build up your credit rating, which then can lead to better ways of borrowing, like a mortgage. That's correct. Owning a credit card and managing it correctly can lead your credit rating to skyrocket and give you the ability to get a mortgage, to get loans. But misuse of your credit card, even forgetting to pay every month or not paying your maximum amount, you will incur interest, you will incur additional cost, and it will massively affect your credit rating, which will damage your ability to get other credit in the future. So I hope this video has helped you, and I wish you good luck, and please take note of all I've said. Be aware of the pros, the cons, and especially the risks of getting a credit card and be sensible with it. It's very easy to get money and think it's your money, but it's not, because every time you borrow off a credit card, you're borrowing from the lender, which instantly will incur a lot of interest, which can accrue purchase to purchase to purchase. But I don't want to scare you too much, because as I've said, a credit card, if you manage it right, can be a fantastic instrument to boosting your credit score. So thanks so much everybody for watching. I really hope this video has helped you. I'm not a financial advisor in any way, but myself and my wife like to keep up to date, include up with all the financial news. And we have been receiving on the finance side of our YouTube channel a lot of requests from our subscribers to give an overview of what a credit card is. So I hope this video has helped. Please, once again, may I ask you to like and subscribe to our channel, as it really does help. And remember, for all your finance information, for all your visa, travel and relocation information, keep it locked right here on our channel. Thank you so much. Bye now.